Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Happy Yoga Day. It's wonderful to have you here. I'm glad that you're choosing to show up on the mat. It's really important that we keep a routine for ourselves and that we also take care of ourselves. And we're going to talk in depth about that today as we move through a meditation practice on our mat. And I love that yoga offers this chance for us to come to the mat, set aside life, and invest in ourselves 45 minutes of a beautiful practice of self-love. I hope you take advantage of this week's meditation as well. I think especially as we have a desire to care for other people, we can put ourselves at the bottom of that list so often. And so we'll talk a little bit about nurturing ourselves. So as I often say at the beginning of a yoga practice, you are your greatest teacher, and I will guide you through the practice. You won't see me doing postures. I talk you through it, and I do it for a lot of reasons. Specifically, I want you to become aware of your own, just the own language that your body's speaking as you move. And what happens is this becomes a practice of mindfulness. When we can become mindful on the mat, we can become mindful off the mat. And that's when we really start to transform our lives. I've heard from many of you that you're not finding time to really carve out the time to exercise or to have a yoga practice. And when life was prior to this time in our life, we often would set a time, look at a schedule at a studio or at our gym, and we would commit to it. And I just want to reiterate to commit to your practice. Set aside a time a couple times a week. Make sure that it's posted in your family's calendar or however your family works, your work schedule, your family schedule, and commit to it. Like truly mark it down as something that's an appointment with yourself. It's really important to value the time that you put into yourself so that you can actually turn around and be of service to others. So you can't serve from an empty cup. So we have to fill up our cup from time to time. In fact, every day we should. So go ahead and find yourself on your back this morning. We're going to start in kind of a nurturing position. So bring your feet together and let your knees open like a butterfly. And you can have your heels close to the base of your body, or you might have your heels far away. But you're in this reclined position with open hips. I'm going to turn off my camera and just go ahead and listen and enjoy the practice this morning. It's a beautiful one. So as you begin to settle into this appointment with yourself on the mat, begin to drift your eyes closed. And feel free to be conscious and aware of the sounds that are around you. And pay attention just for a moment or two for those sounds. It might be traffic, it could be the sounds in your home. The ticking of a clock. Maybe it's an animal in your home. And then direct your awareness to a more internal noise, the thoughts that you're having. It's okay to have these thoughts. We have a very important, smart working mind. And the more that we resist those thoughts, the faster they come. So just watch for a moment. The thoughts, don't have a conversation with them. Don't get lost in the grocery list or the to-do list. What comes after this practice, just observe like clouds drifting by. And then we go a deeper level into this awareness, into the sound of your body breathing. The sounds of the air, of life, prana, we call it, moving in and out of your body. And now take your awareness to a layer more in, deeper than the breath, the place that indwells in each of us that is our source of connection with others. It is our light. It is our value. It is our love. It is all that we are, the truth with a capital T, our spirit. Start to pull in a little deeper breath into that space, into that spirit, into that truth, that place of deep compassion, deep love, and light. And when you exhale, give it away. And when you inhale again, fill up, like taking a sip of water on a hot day. And then exhale to let that go, recirculating. Sort of recycling the breath, if you will, as we pull in prana and life and we push it out, we give it away, and we start to find this rhythm with our breath, our rhythm connected to life and all around us. Feeling the hips resist. Ever so gently, place support the body, closing the knees, and then draw them into your chest, into this, tuck the shoulders, tuck the chin, just roll into the seat of your head. Take a good morning stretch. Feel the length in your body. Take another breath. And now sensing all of the breath. A slow inhale lengthens the body. Reach overhead, point your toes. And your exhale pulls everything in. This rhythm becomes long, squeezing back tight and squeezing back in. And squeeze into the seed-like hold. Begin to rock ever so slightly front to back. Feel this sensation on the spine. As the chin tucks, shoulders round forward. This beautiful little seed rocking back and forth. So it's that arches the spine. Now tuck your chin and see if you can make that space even deeper. Perfect. We're going to reverse that. Start with the pelvis, rock it forward, tailbone goes behind you. The belly starts to push forward, the heart starts to push forward, maybe even up as the nose draws up, the eyes go up, they might stay closed. Just stay and feel that. Beautiful. Take a breath in. And now round your spine, straighten your arms, arch your spine. Force the belly forward as the heart goes with it. The eyes follow as you breathe in. And then round your spine and straighten your arms. You'll continue like that, just allowing the breath to move the body from the front to the back. And then you might begin to arch the spine sideways and curl forward a bit and unwind. And so make this movement pretty organic to what feels good in your body. You might stay very linear front to back. You might start to take side bends as you roll a little bit in a circle, and you're going to know what your body's craving. And so don't rely on me to direct you. Instead, listen to the body and the language that your own body speaks. Take just a few more rounds of this very classic sequence, a short vinyasa we call it, movement with breath. And then recreate the tall spine, bring your hands behind you. Tuck your chin deep, lean back on your straight arms, let your heart rise, but with the chin tucked, we're sort of bowing into the heart space. And now recreate just a tall seated spine. Bring your hands around and place a hand on your heart. And then take your other hand and place that hand on top of the hand that's on your heart. And I want you to put pressure there. Just push against your heart for a moment. Keep your chin tucked and your eyes are closed. And I want you to bring into your awareness feelings of discomfort, disappointment, pain, sadness, loss, grief, uncertainty. And allow it to be present just for a moment. Using your hands, comfort yourself, push against your heart as if you are holding a beloved, as if you are embracing a little child whose heart is broken, maybe a friend, even an animal. The love that we give to others, we must learn to give to ourselves. So push into your heart. Let yourself feel the comfort of self-love, self-reassurance. Telling yourself through the practice of touch and pressure that you are loved, you are okay. Things will be fine. Stay in the comfort of the pressure of your hands, giving yourself love. Beautiful. Slide your hands off of your heart and make your way to a tabletop position. So for some of us, you might swing your legs around to the side. For some of you, you might come to all fours just by rolling over your knees. But make sure when you get there, your hands spread wide. Tops of the feet will be down on the mat. And then draw the belly button in just ever so slightly. So there's not a significant crunch in the low spine, but you're not puffed up through the shoulders either. It's just a nice tabletop, solid and strong. Extend your right arm forward as if you're shaking someone's hand. So the thumb is up, the right hand is extended long. And we just start to feel that. We feel the instability of our body begin by taking one limb away. And now take the left leg and reach it to the back, up above the mat. So it's parallel to the body and we're in this balance pose. And now feel the uncertainty of the pose. Maybe the hand that's on the mat is wavering just a little bit to regain that control, to regain that stability that it seeks. Maybe the knee of the right knee is pushing into the mat just a little bit more and there's some quivering that happens. Allow your body to feel the instability and yet maintain composure, maintain a sense of self. Take a long breath in here. And when you exhale, return those limbs to the mat, reset everything. Maybe give a little wiggle. Maybe take a cat and cow, pushing the heart forward, rounding the spine, and then come to tabletop and reset. Deliberate practice teaches us to be deliberate in our actions off the mat. Left arm this time, extend it forward. Thumb is up as if you're shaking hands across the space. And feel the instability right away. See how the body adjusts. And now your right leg, extend it back, point the toe, feel it. And feel how your body recalibrates to the instability of the posture. There's no space for self-loathing, judgment. It's just what it is. Our body is working hard to maintain the balance. Take another breath in. And then return those limbs to the mat and reset again. Maybe a cat and cow, maybe spread the fingers. Roll the wrists around and then reset. We're gonna play with this a little bit. Play with the instability. Observing where the thoughts go, as if you're practicing with your very best friend. Notice if you have a tendency to speak words of kindness to the best friend that is you, or you question. And if you find yourself questioning yourself, remember the feeling of your hands on your heart providing nurture. See if you can recreate that. Right arm extends long, shake someone's hand, left leg goes long, and find the instability in the stability. Now extend your right arm to a diagonal to the right and your left leg to a diagonal to the left. So you've made a long diagonal line with the limbs that are extended. We're off balance even more. We're more wavery. Find the steadiness reminder of your breath. Take a few more. Maybe reach a little bit more. Return the limbs back to center. Take a breath in. And return the limbs to the mat as you breathe out. Reset, recalibrate, find your stability. Left arm this time, it extends in front. It's long and there is purpose. Right leg goes long. And now take the limbs that are in the air and extend them to a diagonal line, left to left, right to right. Allow the body to waver. Allow it to feel off balance. Take a full breath in, get longer in the limbs, and then come back to center and return everything to the mat. Nicely done. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes and wait right there. So we feel the stretch that's on the bottom of the feet. And now let's play with this. With the toes tucked, just draw the belly in and lift the knees off the mat an inch. Feel the shake here. Feel the body do the work. And now lower the knees back to the mat. You're safe. Keep your toes tucked. Inhale, lift your knees, engage the core, and then lower your knees back to the mat. We have 2 more of those. Firing up the heat in the belly, the confidence center. Lift your knees. Lower your knees. Lift your knees. And lower your knees. Take a breath in. And now upside down V shape. The hips go up and back. The legs begin to straightenish. It's called downward facing dog. And find movement here. Bend a knee and pedal the feet out, if you will. We call it walking the dog. You might keep the right heel pressed to the mat as you bend the left knee and get a good stretch for the back of the right leg, and then you'll switch. Maybe rotate the hips, circle the head, find a little bit of movement here, and then settle into the pose and breathe. When you inhale, you're going to bend your knees and lower them almost to the mat, but don't let them touch. Hover again. And then when you exhale, hips go up and back into downward facing dog. Bend your knees, hover, feel it, feel the core fire. And then come back to downward facing dog. You have 2 more just like that. From downward facing dog, gaze up towards your hands and begin to walk your feet until they reach the top of your mat, and your upper body will just be laying over your bent legs, and we're in this forward fold. Go ahead and walk your feet just a little bit wider, maybe to the edges of the mat. And then shift the weight over into your left foot, bend your left knee, and extend your right arm up to the ceiling. And we get this spinal twist, and the right leg gets a deep, deep stretch. You'll take a breath in. And when you exhale, lower your right arm and stay in the fold. Shift the weight into your right foot, bend your right knee, straighten your left, and extend your left arm up to the sky. We get the same stretch, but on the other side, the left leg is feeling the sensation. The heart's rolling to the left. We have this openness. Take a breath in, and then lower your left hand back to the mat. From here, slide your hands halfway up, look forward, take a breath. And when you exhale, forward fold. Bend your left knee again, straighten your right, reach your right arm high, open up, big breath in. And when you exhale, slowly return the right hand towards the floor. Shift the weight, bend the right knee, lift the left arm, feel it as you breathe. And then when you exhale, close that up. You'll take the halfway lift and then you'll fold. We're gonna add on to this. Rebuild the spine, rolling up to stand. We haven't been upright yet. So when you finally arrive there, maybe begin to open your eyes as your shoulders fall down your back. Legs stay wide-ish. Arms will go high. You'll take a long breath in. Grab your left wrist and pull it up and over your head and breathe and stay. Next inhale, recreate length, arms go high. Grab your right wrist, pull it up and then over your head as you exhale and you stay. Find length on your inhale, extend the arms up, and then bow over your straightish, wideish legs. Bend your left knee, reach your right arm high, take a breath in. And when you exhale, close your right hand. Shift the weight to the right foot, bend the right knee, lift the left arm, take a breath, and then close it up. You'll take the halfway lift to find space and resetting of the spine. And when you exhale, you will fold over your legs. This time when you come up with power. Inhaling, rising, arms come with you. Grab your left wrist, exhale, pull it over your head. You'll inhale back to center, grab your right wrist and exhale over your head. Come back to center, take a breath in, separate the hands, bow forward over your legs, just melt. Now immediately bend your left knee, reach your right arm high, and you'll breathe. Then you'll exhale to close that up. Bend your right knee, lift your left arm, take a breath in, and then exhale, close it up. Find space on the halfway lift, look forward, straighten your legs. Then exhale, forward folds. One more time through this, inhale, reach and rise, big breath in. Grab your left wrist, pull it over your head, follow the rhythm of your breath. You will inhale back to center, grab your right wrist, pull it up and over. Inhale back to center. This time when you exhale, forward fold and stay. Walk your feet in so that they're just underneath your hips. Shift the weight slightly to the heels. And slow as you can, rebuild your spine, come up to stand. Beautiful. Take your arms out in front as if you're holding a tray of something really nice. Lift up your heels, you're on your toes. Bend your knees ever so slightly. Yeah, and don't spill whatever's on your tray. Lean back just a little bit so your spine stays straight. Now crouch down just a little bit more. Keep your heels off the mat. Feel the instability here, and yet you are stable, you are strong, and you are capable. When you inhale, rise back up, stay on your toes, and when you exhale, everything lowers, hands and feet, and you pause. Hold your tray out in front. Be deliberate here. Lift your heels, that's the first step. Feel the instability of your body. We can regain our control of what we do with this, where we go in the minds, whether we have thoughts of love or disdain, whatever it is, we are in control. Now bend your knees just a tiny bit. Keep the spine as if you're leaning against a wall and just sliding down. Now bend your knees even more. Yes. Stay. And then inhale, rise, rise, rise. And when you exhale, lower your hands, lower your feet. We have one more. Instability, self-love. Hold that tray out in front. Lift your heels. Feel it, love it, be with it. Bend your knees so slightly. Just start to find that instability here. Take a breath. Bend your knees more. Crouch down. Feel it. And now inhale, rise, rise, rise. And lower your feet, lower your arms, and breathe out. Fabulous. Arms go high, take a breath in. When you exhale, fold over your legs. Come up halfway. And then fold, hands find the mat. Step your right foot way back. Next time you inhale, go ahead and come up to that lunge. So we're on the ball mount joint of our right foot. The heel is up. It's not into the mat. Left knee is bent. Arms go high. Heart's forward. It's just a traditional lunge here. And now take your pelvis and give a slight tuck under. We have a tendency to crunch that back. So tuck it slightly under. Perfect. Breathe. Keep your arms high. Perfect. Now, take your torso and lean forward as you reach your arms behind you. So it's sort of this preparation for airplane pose. We are leaning over our bent left knee. There's a long line here, so we're not folding down because airplanes would crash as they look down towards the floor. There's this energy of elevation here. So we are going to play with this a little bit. Shift forward into your left leg even more. Keep leaning over your left leg. Keep reaching your arms back. Now, ready? Take a breath. On your exhale, push into your left foot and lift your right leg off the mat. Take flight in the airplane. Arms stay back as your airplane wings and you soar. Feel the instability. Take a breath in. Trust yourself. Bring your right foot back to the mat behind you. Arms go high, back into the lunge. That's where we're going. We're going to move from lunge to airplane. Instability, self-love. Okay? When our lives feel uncertain, we have a tendency to question how we handle something. We have a tendency to give to others versus giving to ourselves. Here's where we're going to work through it. Stay in the lunge, take a breath in. Lean over your left leg, sweep your arms back, breathe out. Fill up your body here. Lean into your left leg, and on your exhale, lift your right leg. Fly like an airplane. Freedom here. Feel it. Take a breath in. And when you exhale, step your right foot back. Find stability. Bring your arms above your head. You're in a lunge. We're going to do it 2 more times. Take a breath in. Lean forward. Sweep the arms back. Breathe out. Take a full breath in, fill up your body, give it fuel. Lean forward and lift your right leg, fly in airplane, breathe out. Take a breath in. Step back with your right foot, become solid on your exhale. Arms go high back to the lunge, last time. Settle here. Take a breath in. Lean forward, reach your arms back, lift your right leg, trust yourself, heart goes forward, lead with your heart. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Step way back with your right foot. Exhale. Arms go high. Take a full breath in. Bring your hands back down to the mat and step your right foot to meet your left in a forward fold. And breathe. We have 2 sides, 2 opportunities to work through that doubt, that fear, that instability, that thought that comes in that we're not enough, we're not good enough, we can't stand on one leg. Return to the feeling of the hands on your chest, reminding you that you are okay. You are more than okay. You're loved. You're perfect as you are. Take a halfway lift just to reset, and then a fold. Reach up and look up, extend the body long just to find space here in an extended mountain. And then when you exhale, forward fold. This time the left foot steps way back, the right knee bends, and we get organized before we do anything. So we're on the ball mount joint of our left foot, right foot is flat, knee is bent. And then inhale up to a crescent lunge, arms go high here. And we settle. We know where we're going. And so we might immediately have a feeling of, I don't want to lunge, but stay with me. There's deep, deep wisdom here. Take a breath and lean forward over the bent right leg, but lead with your heart. Don't round your spine. It's a long spine. Arms are powerful wings here. Beautiful. Take a breath in, fill up your body with fuel. Push into the right leg, a breath in. Trust yourself to lower your left foot back to the mat, stability on the exhale. Then arms go high, inhale, find the lunge. Lean over the right leg. Body, do you see how the breath does the work? Push into the right leg, lift your left, stay. Take a breath in, Drop your left foot to the back of your mat again. Arms go high, back in the lunge. Last time through, take a breath. Lean forward, sweep the arms back. Fill up the body with fuel. Push into the right leg, lift your left. Beautiful, lower your left foot back, back, back. Settle, take your arms back to the crescent lunge. There, go high, take a breath in. And then lower hands, breathe. Take a halfway lift here. And a forward fold. Slowly start to rebuild your spine here. When you get to the very top, close your eyes, place a hand on your heart and the other hand on top of that hand. Put pressure on your heart, even so much pressure that your shoulders might even round forward as if you're embracing yourself. Feel how alive you are, how loved you are, how worthy of comfort you are. Take a breath in. Let your hands come down by your side. Bring them behind you. Interlace your fingers like a basket. Beautiful. Separate your feet just slightly, maybe just slightly beyond hip distance. Drag your knuckles down your backside, squeezing the shoulder blades. Elevate the nose up towards the ceiling so we have this open heart, open throat. Now recreate a straight spine. Keep your knuckles interlaced with your fingers like a basket. Take a breath in. Soft bend in your knees as you fold over your legs. Your hands will leave your low back and you'll get a beautiful shoulder opener here. Maybe the knuckles will be able to go all the way up towards the ceiling as you fold a little bit deeper. Beautiful. Now lower your hands back to your low back and slowly rebuild your spine. Keep your hands interlaced just like they are. Take a giant step back with your left leg and turn towards the long edge of your mat. Toes will be facing that long edge and your heels are in alignment. So we call this parallel in a wide stance. Sometimes our feet are turned out, but in this particular posture, feet are parallel. So we're going to take that same position, but with a wide stance. So make sure your hands are interlaced. Drag your knuckles down just a little bit. Notice that the heart elevates as the nose rises. You'll take a breath in and stay for your exhale, feeling the heart open. Now recreate a straight spine when you inhale. And when you exhale, spill over this wide forward folds. If your shoulders feel great, your hands will follow up towards the ceiling. You might shift into the toes just to straighten the legs a tiny bit. Feel the opening through the shoulder here. Little bit of instability again, wavering. Now unslip the basket woven between your fingers and let your hands find the mat. Spread your fingers wide of your right hand, place it directly under your face. Push hard into that straight arm, fingers spread wide. Sweep your left arm up towards the ceiling. We get a twist in the wide stance. Beautiful. Take a long breath in. Now lower your left hand to the mat, plant it firmly in the center of the stance, fingers spread wide, and your right arm sweeps up towards the ceiling as you rotate to the right. Beautiful. Take a breath in. And then lower your hands to the mat. Perfect. Turn your right toes at a diagonal. Keep your left foot parallel. Start to shift the weight over to the right and bend your right knee and crouch down. And now let left toes lift. So the left leg is long on the mat, the heels digging in, the toes are up. You're deep into the right knee. It's like a side stretch. Right knee's bent a lot. Maybe the hands come to heart center. Maybe they stay on the mat, you pick. Stay for the breath. And now inhale, elevate the hips, walk the hands back to center. Turn your left toes to a diagonal. Bend your left knee deeply, deeply, deeply. Let your right toes lift as the heel digs into the mat. The right leg is straight, left knee is bent. Hands come to heart center if you want the balance, or stay with your hands on the mat for stability, you pick. Beautiful. One more time each side. You will inhale, walk the hands to the center as you rise. And when you exhale, turn the right toes out. If they've come in, bend your right knee, sit into this side stretch. Stay for a breath cycle. Next, inhale, rise back up, walk hands over to the left foot. And then when you exhale, bend your left knee a lot. Maybe the hands come to the heart center, right toes reach up as the foot flex. We get a stretch. Come back to center, rise. Turn your toes forward again, become parallel, and then deep forward fold. Hands stay on the mat. Bend your knees so slightly. Begin to peel the body up and lower your shoulders. So we're in a wide stance here. Take your arms high. Grab your left wrist. Pull it up high and over your head. Over your head. Come back to center. Grab your right wrist. Pull it up and then over to the left. Come back to center. Bring your arms down by your side. Turn your right toe slightly out at a diagonal. Keep your legs straight here. Take your arms out to a T shape. Shift the weight into your right leg and begin to lift your left. It's called falling star, floating star. Maybe the right hand starts to come down towards the floor a little bit as you tip just a little bit more, a falling star. Left leg is off the mat. You're suspended on your right leg. Arms are your balance. Steady breath. Use your next inhale to rise back up. Left foot finds the mat and you're stable. Left toes turn slightly out. Arms stay to a T. Shift the weight into your left leg. And then lift your right leg. Find that balance. Find the instability and self-love. Beautiful. Next inhale brings everything back up as the right foot finds the mat. Turn all 10 toes to the front of your mat. Step your left foot forward to meet your right. We're going to play more with instability. We've all seen a figure 4 stretch. I'm hoping I'll guide you through it. Left leg will be our standing solid leg. It'll be the leg that reminds us of stability. Right knee will lift up. Just bring it up in front of you. Now take your right foot and cross it over your left thigh with a window opening between the legs. The foot's flexed. The ankle really is on top of the knee, so it's above the knee, just an inch or two on that fleshy part of your thigh. So it's a figure 4 stretch. You can keep your arms out for balance. Some people prefer to have their hands come together at heart center. You pick. So for a lot of us, we're just going to stay here. It's a version of a standing tree, but it's also really a figure 4 or a standing pigeon pose. So we're getting a deep stretch into our bent right hip as it's externally rotated. Take a breath here. And if you choose to, start to lean the torso forward over the legs. Take another breath in. Maybe for some of you, the left leg will get straighter as the upper body folds over that bent right leg. So it's a folded pigeon pose if you want it to be. You can stay upright and just enjoy the balance. Totally up to you. Your hands might eventually find the mat in the fold. They might not. It's a deep stretch. Be mindful here. Take a breath. Slowly begin to come up. If you folded, regain the composure and the stability and the balance. Take another breath. And then slip the right foot off the left leg, back to the mat, and close your eyes. Breathe. The right leg becomes our standing stable leg. It's strong. We ungrip the toes. We plant them back to the mat. Strength. Arms down by your side to start. Left knee lifts in front of you. So pause there and get your composure. So we have this practice of control and loving who we are in the midst of something unstable and uncomfortable. And begin to cross your left ankle over your right thigh, just above the knee. The toes are reaching back towards your left knee, so there's flexion in the foot, and you might stay right there. You might take your arms out to the side, you might keep them down by your side, or you might bring them to heart center, palm to palm. You get to choose where you go in this pose. Take a breath in, and then maybe fold just a little bit, hinge. Check in with your balance, your instability. Breathe into the standing right leg. You might fold deeper, letting the hands drape down. Find the mat. Right leg gets a deep stretch here. And now very slowly start to climb your body back up if it's folded. Regain composure. And then slip the left foot off the right, lower it to the mat next to the right foot, and close your eyes. Perfect. Open up your eyes, cross your right leg over your left like scissors. Your baby toes, your little pinky toes, they're almost kissing. It's a really tight cross. Arms go high, take a breath in. Grab your left wrist, pull it up and over, find that beautiful space in the side body. Recreate length, grab your right wrist, pull it up and over, and feel that space. Come back to center, separate your hands, and fold over your crossed, straightish legs. This is an excellent stretch for any sciatic pain, any discomfort in the backs of the legs and the glutes and in the back. It's a beautiful stretch. You can hold on to your kitchen sink or to the back of a sofa. Really stretch the body here. You can just drape over your legs like we are. Start to pull your legs together just a little bit more. Zip them up. And slowly come up, really slow. When you get to the top, you'll exhale. Shoulders fall down. Uncross right leg over left. And now take left over right. Baby toes kiss again. Zip up your legs. Arms go high. Grab your left wrist to start. Pull it up and over to the right. Get the side bend. It feels so good. Come back up to center. Grab your right arm. Pull it up and over. Come back to center. Find length. And let your arms come down by your side. Here's where we fold. Take a long breath in. Lay your upper body over your crossed legs. Maybe play with shifting the weight to the toes so slightly, to the heels so slightly. Feel what you feel. And begin to rebuild the spine. Uncross your legs. We're going to come back to that serving tray. Sweep your arms out in front as if you're holding something really nice. Lift up your heels. Start to bend your knees and slide down and down. Feeling the instability here. Don't spill whatever's on your tray. Come as far down as you can, a deep bend in your knees, and just get the foot flexion and holds. And then slowly, slowly, slowly bring your hands behind you. Lower your bum to the mat. Stay seated. Keep your knees bent and high to the sky. Hook your hands underneath your thighs, behind your knees. And start to tip back just a little bit until you find the balance point. Keep your spine straight here. Eyes are looking up to where the wall meets the ceiling. So we're at a diagonal line with our vision as our spine is diagonal to the back. We're on the balance point of our sacrum. Start to lift your legs up. So we're going to come to boat pose here. Bring your shins parallel to the floor. And now flex your feet so that your toes are coming back towards your nose. And you're gazing through that window between your feet. Hands can stay on your thighs, but begin to lift your heart just a little bit and find the balance here. So boat pose, it's another balance pose. It's an opportunity to question and wonder how long you'll be here and the uncomfortable. Can you find love in the uncomfortable? Take a full breath in. Lower your heels to the mat. Let your knees open wide like a butterfly. We have 2 more sets of boat pose. We have places to go or places to stay. Bring your hands behind your thighs. Close your knees. Hinge back onto that balance point. Find the diagonal line with your spine. Lift your shins parallel. Flex your toes back towards your nose. You can stay right here. You might take your hands away from your thighs. This requires a little bit more effort in the core. It requires you to maintain that long spine by lifting your heart, lifting your gaze. Beautiful, breathe. Breathe. Take one more breath. Lower your feet to the mat. Open your knees. Let the soles of your feet touch. We get a little release there for the groin, the hips, and inner thighs. We have one more set. We've developed throughout this practice this opportunity to feel the instability and yet maintain love for ourselves, appreciation for what our bodies can do, no comparison, just love. Close your knees, find the balance point, lean back. You might stay with your hands on your thighs, bring your shins parallel to the floor, flex your feet. You might take your hands away. Last stopping point, if you want it, straighten your legs and reach your arms above your head, but don't collapse through the heart. Lead with the heart, lift, lift. Keep lifting your heart. Keep lifting your heart. Can you find the steadiness in your breath? Take a long breath in and lower your feet. Let your knees open. Close your eyes. Tuck your chin and breathe. Now start to close your knees. Wrap your arms around your legs. That seed-like position again, and roll onto your back. Keep the seed, tuck your chin, curl into yourself. Nurture, love, squeeze. Keep your knees towards your chest, take your arms out to a T, take a breath in. Drop your knees over to the left, turn your head to the right and close your eyes. Twist. Bring your knees back up to center. Take a long breath in. And then drop your knees over to the right. Notice that your head turns to the left. Come back to center. Lower your feet to the mat, let your knees open, feet come together. We come into a butterfly position. Place a hand on your heart and the other hand on top of that hand. Press against your heart. Imagine an animal, a friend, a loved one, needing your comfort, needing your reassurance, needing your love. Put that same energy into yourself, comfort yourself, love yourself through the uncertainty, love yourself through the instability. Give yourself permission to feel what you feel, and then reassure that beautiful soul that you are okay. You will be okay. You are strong and you are capable. You can stay as long as it feels good in your body to rest in this comfort of yourself. You can come back to this practice over and over any time throughout the day. Just place your hands on your heart as if it was your very best friend in need. We can't always be everything to everybody else if we don't care for ourselves. So honor the time that you've spent on the mat today. It's a beautiful gift that you gave yourself. And I am super honored to be your guide and to walk you down the path. Thank you so much for practicing. Thank you for your support, your feedback, your comments, your donations. It's a beautiful thing, and I feel incredibly loved and supported and part of a great community, and I hope you do too. So have a beautiful week, and I'll see you really soon. Namaste.